bit different type of video. This is how the sky is falling, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Been watching the different news media coverage going on, been watching different conspiracy stuff and people on Facebook and everything else. And that is it. The key point to all of this is the social media, the news, the uh, electricity being used to power all this stuff. Because not only are you watching everything, but everybody's commenting, they're thumbs up and thumbs down and fighting back and forth online. And it's doomsday no matter which way you look at it. You've got Trump supporters that have conspiracy theories against the um, anti-Trumpers. You got the anti-Trumpers against the Trumpers. You've got people not wanting to put needles in their arms. You got people wanting to put needles in their arms. You've got people thinking government's gonna come knock your doors in. People think everybody's gonna riot and cause problems, and you've got to just back off of all of it. And that's the problem we have because the human mind, the human spirit is always fear and panic all the time. And that's what drives everybody and keeps everybody caught up in this mess. This mess never goes away. Just go back in time, go through year after year after year after year after year. There's always new issues. There's always a new doomsday. There's always a new tyranny, a new loss of freedom, and it goes on and on and on. Look at 2020. Everybody thought 2020 was going to be doomsday. Go back to 2012. 2012 was the Mayan calendar doomsday. Now we've got all the riots going on in the state capitol, and people think it's going to be a new civil war. And it just continues on and on and on. We've heard about World War III ever since I was a little kid back in the 90s. So, all these things just continue, continue, continue. But the reason they continue is because you keep feeding into it. For example, I've listened to all different crazy people. I've listened to sane people, watch the news, watch different news channels, watch conspiracy channels, you name it, you go into it. And no matter what, not for me because I could care less because I stay in my own little alien bubble. But for all you humans out there, uh, just let's go to Alex Jones for a moment. So Alex Jones rants and raves and yells all the time. He's got a huge, huge following, and people get wrapped up and they think doomsday's tomorrow. Everything's always a conspiracy theory. Everything's always a doomsday theory. Now, yes, some things could be, some things might not. However, I know people that watch constantly and they're constantly in fear. Just like the TV show that came out, Doomsday Preppers. Everybody thought they were crazy. Then a doomsday scenario comes around, everybody wigs out and goes right into that same mentality. The thing is, if you stop watching all this news, if you stop with the social media, political stuff, the doomsday stuff, the crazy prepper stuff, the government's coming for everything you own stuff, and you back off of it for a month, don't watch any of it. Just live your life, do what's good for you, and go back in a month. When you go back in that month and start watching again, all those feelings of fear, anxiety, stress, um, uh, just scaredness just flows right back into you because that is what it all is about. And that's what the media portrays, whether it's, Fox, CNN, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. It's just out there for the clicks. It's the views, the views, the views, just like a lot of these YouTube channels. There's a lot of YouTube channels that are clickbait channels, and they put up a picture of a girl's butt or a guy all studded out without a shirt on or something getting ready to be killed, and everybody clicks on that video and it goes viral, gets millions and millions of views, uh, thinking it's what that picture has to do. You have other YouTube channels that script everything. They put cameras all throughout the woods. They go walking through the woods, and then you see them fall down the mountain because they had somebody pull a thing to trip them as they walk, to make it into a better entertainment value video. That's why my channel, I don't do all those edits and everything else. I just do my life because, like I said many, many times, it is about for me, not for the entertainment value, not for the clicks, not for the subscribers. And that's what I'm trying to help everybody to realize, because everybody is following in the herd mentality. Nobody likes to be called sheep or cattle, but that is the mentality of everybody right now. Because no matter what side you're on, political side, spiritual side, um, football team side, school side, whatever division it is, everything is divided in this world, no matter how you look at it. Because your little elementary school is better than your elementary school. Your football team's better than this football team. Your state is better than this state. My deli restaurant is better than the one down the street. Everybody has to break down everybody. Everybody has to say negative things about their competition. Nobody wants to work together, and nobody wants to do anything as a whole. And the only thing they're doing as a whole is the sheep mentality, the cattle mentality. They just keep reverberating the same thoughts, the same fear, the same scaredness, no matter what side you're on. And that's what I'm saying. Wake up. Um, like I said, I'm not going to get into what side because that's just division. What you need to do, get off the Facebook, get off the social media, get off the news channels, get off the newspapers, however, Narrow Valley or Narrow Way Farm. Thank you. I appreciate it. But get off of all those different social media things, all the news things, all the world events. Because I'll tell you this right now, if you don't live in the major cities, you don't have to worry about rioters. You don't have to worry about crazy people doing stupid stuff like you saw in Tennessee on Christmas Day, or Washington, D.C. right now, or Detroit, or up in Oregon, all the different riots. You don't have to worry about that. If you live in the middle of nowhere, you're away from all that. That's an issue you don't have to worry about. Hey, I just saw you on Paragon Live. I don't know where that is, but okay, I appreciate it. Um, but instead of focusing on everybody else's problems, every hot topic in this world that you have to be right there listening to everything, then putting it on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram, making that fear get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then somebody is on the other side and they fight you on it, then you're wasting more time arguing. Just like back in the day when they had Farm Bill, everybody spent how many hours upon hours upon hours on the computer, just sitting there building a farm, but they never did anything to better their lives, better themselves, better their situation. And that's what we should be looking at. Instead of being on all the Facebook, on all the news, letting all that get us all worked up and wigging out, take that time and find yourself a piece of land out in the middle of nowhere. Build yourself a farm that's sustainable. Get yourself some livestock. Do something that makes you happy. And if you're not fearful, if you're not stressed out, then your health does better. If your health does better, you got more energy to do stuff. If you have more energy to do stuff, then you're able to make these things happen on your own property, on your own land. That is one reason why I live out in the middle of nowhere. That's why I don't get into the whole political situation and stuff like that. I'm living my life. I don't have to worry about what goes on. Yes, prices might go up. Things may affect me long, long down the line. But if you're not living in the major cities, if you're not living in big population centers, even, 10,000, 20,000 person towns, if you're not in a situation like that and you live miles and miles and miles off the main road, you can live your life. And that's where we need to focus and go back to the early 1800s of where you just went out and found a piece of land and you homesteaded and you enjoyed your life. And people had animals back in the day. A lot of people don't have animals back in the day. Entertainment is the downfall of all great societies throughout history. That I don't know. Entertainment, I like entertainment. And we can dive into the whole entertainment thing. Entertainment is good in moderation. Entertainment is good if it's in the right circumstances. So if your entertainment is watching the news, watching Facebook or YouTube videos that feeds a negative side to you, feeds the fear inside of you, if you watch a video like Alex Jones, let's say you watch Alex Jones, and all of a sudden you call his website and you order one of each item that he sells because you've got to have this for radiation, you've got to have this for longevity, you've got to have this to cut out microwaves and all these type of things, then that's the wrong type of entertainment. Now, if you do what I do, where you're here on your homestead, you're working on your homestead to better your life, better yourself, better your situation, better the lives of the animals that you have, and be able to live a little bit more self sufficient in the future, and come in at night and watch television to get out of the mindset of being scared and everything like that, and just use it to relax, then that's a good thing to do. Entertainment is not a bad thing. And there's some YouTube channels that are good entertainment. You know, like my favorite, everybody knows Boss of the Swamp. What he says on there is not fear. It is not panic selling. It is not fear mongering. If you're watching things that feed the demon inside of you, if it feeds the little kid inside of you, you're giving yourself the wrong nutrition. If you're watching television or watching Boss of the Swamp to learn something new, learn how to homestead, learn how to fix a transmission in your car, learn how to do anything that makes you feel better, do better in life, learn how to play the piano that brings you happiness, whatever it may be. If we stop worrying about the fear and we feed good things into us, then it's not that bad. And like I said, go on Facebook right now and just look at all the people's posts right now. 99% of all the posts right now, because of what's going on at the state capitol right now, is fear, fear, fear. And it just is going to go on and on and on. And everybody's now already saying, oh, look, 2020 said I was a bad year. And now 2021 is saying, hold my beer. And you got people scared. 2021, I don't know what I'm going to do now because it's getting worse. Well, every year keeps getting worse. I mean, what year has gotten better? Because every year, everybody's getting poorer, things are getting worse, the health of people's getting worse. There's always a new thing coming out that's making people sick. So, what is it that's going to make things better? Things that make it better: get out of the cities, get onto your own land. You know, look at how I've started slowly but surely. I became homeless. I got 2.5 acres. Then I got 50 acres. Now I'm up to 120 acres almost. Slowly but surely, I'm trying to build myself up. I'm trying to build on my land. If things go bad in this economy, I've got animals that produce food. I've got land that I can garden. I've got seeds stored to do vegetables. But that's something I've been working towards. Now, if something went terribly bad right now in a doomsday situation, am I prepared? No, I am nowhere close to prepared. And nobody will ever be prepared. And the big thing, everybody in the whole homesteading community is totally wrong, and the prepper community is totally wrong, that I see talked about all the time, year after year after year, is how going and getting your own piece of land, getting an off-grid solar system, you will become self-sufficient. You will never, ever, ever be self-sufficient. I will say that right now. Go all the way back in history. There's nobody that's ever been self-sufficient, because you're not going to create steel off your land to make your own axes and shovels and all that type of stuff. You're not going to make your own clothing. You're not going to be able to grow your own garden, do your own food, um, build an entire house and all that stuff by yourself, let alone have all the stuff on the property without going to a store. You're going to have to go to the store for salt, because you ain't going to get salt off your land. You're going to have to go to get sugar. You're going to have to go to get shovels. You're going to have to go to get some type of thing to live your life. You will never be self sufficient. Even back in the homesteading days, they went to the trading post. They traded things they had for things they needed. They needed eggs and they had butter from their cows. They traded the butter from the cows for eggs. So it goes on and on and on the deceit that is in this community. And that's another thing with the homesteading community, is you have my channel is better than your channel. My homesteading technique is better than your homesteading technique, or I'm right, you're wrong. And instead of fighting everybody, I'm in a homesteading page on Facebook. And when I first joined that page, I used to put a bunch of stuff up. People were always trying to help each other out. Now somebody puts up a post and it's nothing but hate, making fun of the person. Somebody has a veterinary question and they get beat up for not going straight to the vet. They have a gardening question. They're stupid for not knowing how to plant seeds at the right time. Since when is everybody always wrong? Why can't we pay it forward, be nice, be happy, and help each other out? That's what we need to come to. We need to let the fear, the anxiety, the stress, and the fear mongering go to the wayside, better ourselves, better our lives, and better others. Another way to look at everything is look at what rich people say. Rich people say if you surround yourself around millionaires, eventually you become a millionaire, because you're in that mentality of all those people. Where if you surround yourself around 10 drug dealers, or not drug dealers, but druggies, you most likely will not be happy anymore. You most likely will become a druggie, and your ambitions will go farther down the drain. That's the same thing with the whole media, the fear mongering, and everything else. If you surround yourself with happy people, you're going to be happy. If you surround yourself around doomsday preppers that are scared all the time, you're going to be scared all the time. If you surround yourself around people that are depressed all the time, you're going to be depressed all the time. Now, yes, that's not 100% true in every case, but the human mind and the synapses will click into those paradigms and you'll be stuck in that mentality. So I just wanted to do a different type of video than everybody else is doing right now, because almost all the videos out there going on right now, it's talking about the Civil War is going to start. The government's going to do this, government's going to do that, politics going to do this, politics going to do that, and everybody's selling the fear. They're monetizing the fear, and they're taking in the millions and millions and millions of viewers that are going to stay up all the way till midnight, probably throughout midnight, to watch everything going on, to wait for the next big thing to happen. And it's just the adrenaline rush of the fear of what's coming next. I have to prepare. I am scared. But if you turn it off, turn on some cartoons, enjoy your night, then you can sleep well. Your mind's not racing. You're not worried. Your blood pressure drops. And then tomorrow, if it's not raining like here in St. Joe, Arkansas, then you can get out and do something productive with your life instead of sitting on the computer, scared, not knowing what to do. So with that, I appreciate everybody that joined. Let me go through real quick before I get off and see if I got any questions and stuff. I just focus on what I Change or do. That's good, Wayne. That's what we all need to do. Focus on ourselves, nobody else. Until we're in the right mindset. Narrow way. I was on my best life account switched to my phone now. Crap in, crap out. That's what I always say. I say life's like an ocean. Let the waves come in. Let the bullshit float to sea. If you do that, you don't have any worries. 2020 was good for me. Hope 2021 is the same. Yep, 2020, everybody thought 2020 was a bad year, but there's good things in a bad year. Roller coasters go up and down. You have tops, you have bottoms. 2020 was a bad year for me um, in some aspects because of all the things I went through in Colorado. But at the same time, 2020, I was able to find this place in St. Joe, Arkansas. I was able to get moved. And now 2021 is yet a little bit bad, a little bit good. The bad parts, I don't have electricity here. I don't have running water here. I'm back to baby wipe showers and bathing again. I don't have a kitchen set up where I can cook meals. Uh, but the good things, I have all this land. I've got projects to look forward to. I've got things to look forward to. I've I'm in a warmer place than where I was. It's not snow and cold nonstop like in Colorado. Um, I can work the land throughout the winters where I could not do that in Colorado. And I know all my animals are happy. I mean, look at all these happy dogs just laying here sleeping after our nice hike last night through the woods on the Johnny Jules project. That was, for those of you that missed that, that was kind of a spoof on the Blair Witch Project since I was up in the woods in the darkness. So, with that, I hope everybody has a great night. And remember, things are not as scary as they seem. The fear is not as real as it seems. And things do get better. They don't always go down. Once they get to the bottom, like me being homeless, that's the lowest I could be that I believe, unless I got into drugs or something like that, which I never planned to do. Uh, but I go up, I go down, I go up, I go down. That's same with anybody's life. So stay positive, stop focusing on the stuff. And the challenge for you guys out there is lay off for a month. Don't watch the news. Don't interact with anything negative for a month and then go back to it if you want to. And when you go back in a month, just remember what I said, that fear, anxiety, stress, and depression comes right on back. So with that, have a great night. I appreciate everybody, and I'll talk to you guys later.